pussy bitch.
What? How did you start the fucking... Did you like click pussy bitch?
I was talking about DeSantis.
The fuck?
DeSantis is a pussy bitch. I'll just say it again.
Dude.
Really?
Mm-mm. Let's have the best looking audience member or the cast member say,
Dude,
really?
I beat you to it. I just said her.
No, but you didn't do the whole thing.
You didn't do dude, really.
Oh, see? He's the best looking one.
That's how you do it evenly.
Do it one more time.
Dude, really.
Really?
All right.
Really?
So, you know what? You just broke your own rule on this.
What did I do?
You
Do really.
You did it 3 times in this video. Who cares?
No, you said in the previous
The
video.
laws of the channel don't stand anymore. You broke them.
Yeah.
That's what
You
I said a
broke
while
them.
ago when
No.
you said no.
Yeah,
No,
but you're
I
not
said they
cool.
were there and then
We're
you broke them.
cool.
Liars.
You broke them.
Liars.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
he said in the previous video there are not 2 DudeReallys.
All right, I apologize,
There were
everybody,
3.
for the ramblings that you have experienced in the beginning of this video. This video is about freedom.
It is. It's about individual rights and freedom. And DeSantis is a pussy bitch.
And the violation that is happening right now to freedom.
Okay, people, please listen to what we're saying. I've got to make sure I'm in the frame. He frames horribly,
Please.
so I have to go like this far out. He'll be like, hold on, let me get into the frame here. There we go.
Yeah, go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead, David.
Please listen to this. This channel is about freedom. Do you think freedom is taking away any type of or a decision or something that you'd be able to do with your own personal property, your money, or your body?
Or your
body,
decision,
property,
or your
money?
decisions with your children?
Or your decisions with your children? Well, if the answer is yes, then what Florida's fucking doing, you fucking freaks in the fucking, however your little government said, what is it?
This is where conservatism goes off the fucking rails.
You conservatives are fucking nuts.
God
damn it.
We're talking about Florida, y'all. I hope you've heard about this. But the lawmakers in the House in Florida just passed a bill, 106-13 vote, to ban social media from kids below 16 years old.
The Florida House approves a bill to ban social media accounts for children younger than 16.
106 yeas, 13 nays, Mr. Speaker.
The fuck is wrong with you people?
This is DeSantis' state.
And it's going to the House.
The
you
Senate.
guys are the Senate. You fuckers better not pass this, you fucking freaks.
Freaking fascists.
God damn.
This is
man.
fascism shit. I know that word gets thrown around a bunch.
Yeah, but this is literally fascism.
Yeah.
The shit that you guys are sitting there pointing at the fucking left about, sitting there saying, oh, well, they're stopping liberty. Well, guess what the fuck you're doing, freaks?
No shit, what he just said. What
God
he
damn.
just freaking said.
That's why we keep saying the same exact thing. Fuck it doesn't matter the fucking flavor of the government. It's still the same fucking Kool-Aid.
Thank you. Doesn't matter the flavor. In fact, the flavor is pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's you're talking about the difference between watermelon and cherry at this point.
This site, DudeReally is about individual rights. And most of the time, we go off on the leftists. Well, no, today it's if you're a conservative watching this, it's your turn today.
You should be fucking up. You should be absolutely livid with this. Come on, man. Oh, you 16-year-old, under 16, 15-year-old? Yeah, that one extra year, that's going to make it fucking better. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
And pretending that social media is the problem. Mm-hmm. The problem, people, is
the
parenting.
parenting.
Thank you. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? You don't know what that is?
No, I do. I don't.
It's the parent.
Anything that restricts undue influence to kids before.
I think kids are way too much on social media right now.
Really?
How hard is that?
What the implicit thing that they're saying here is the parents are not good parents.
Are shitty.
So we are going to authoritarianly do some fascism and take the social media away from
We're
the
going to
kids.
make sure you little pathetic people can be able to... We'll take care of your children for you since you can't take care of your children.
Yeah. And I'm glad that DeSantis got kicked out of the presidential race.
Right.
Little pussy
Dude,
bitch.
Seriously.
what the fuck?
So what is he
Shit
gonna
like
do?
this.
He's gonna fucking do
He's gonna wipe his wounds and he's gonna go back to Florida. It's like, oh, don't worry, here in Florida, we're gonna take social media away from your children.
It's like fucking freaks, man.
Oh my god! I
That's
mean,
absolute freaks.
they just can't stop themselves.
Just like children can't make it a positive. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, there's dangers. Shut up.
My daughter was on social media from the age of 5.
So was this dude.
I bought her an iPhone when she was 5.
I didn't because I was poor. He was rich.
But she had all right. So what is that? 10 years? 5 to 15? So she was on social media. She's going to be a forensic scientist now.
And
That's
he's
what
going to be a famous international band star.
I thought he was going to be a porn star.
Oh, that too.
The hell no. What do you...
His name is Dong Silver.
Dong, so...
Long dong,
Dong Silver.
silver. Good on you, bro.
Ooh, that's what
Thank
I'm
you,
talking
man.
about.
Share the
I'm
money.
getting my money.
Man, I mean, so it didn't ruin my daughter. Why? She had good parenting.
Oh,
Me
I-
and her mom.
Oh,
See, you were supposed to. Oh, you don't think I'm a good parent? Yeah, you were
What?
supposed to say it at the same time as me.
but I was
Parenting.
vaping. I was vaping.
Oh, shut up.
He was too busy. He's too
I was
busy.
vaping.
He couldn't.
No.
This dude back here has been on social media since he was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a picture of all of my children and me, all of us on our own individual little devices. It was so cute. Such a great, cute thing. But we were all together. It was such a good picture. But social media and all that good shit. They had YouTube, Vine when it was out. Come on, man. What the fuck is wrong with
It
y'all?
ain't social media, folks. This isn't even a Band-Aid. This is fascism.
I've never sat there and had to worry about what the fuck my children were doing. You know why? Because I'm a good fucking parent. He also didn't have to worry about what his child was doing. Why? Because he's a good parent.
And talk. I mean, you talk.
Have
with your kids.
conversations.
Yeah. you-
And don't consider them fucking objects of possession. Not things that you own. Instead, acknowledge that they're individual people, just like you're an individual person. Acknowledge and respect their boundaries as much as you demand that they respect yours. I just need 5 minutes. My kids won't give me 5 minutes. Because you don't give them 5 minutes. Why the fuck should I give it to you?
You know, I bet a lot of these parents who want this to happen are the same ones who complained when COVID hit, the schools were closed.
My
and
kid's getting depressed. My kid has nowhere to go. I have to have my kid is around me all the time. Sometimes I just need a break.
I bet they
break
were the
from what, you
complainers.
fucking freak? That's your kid. That should be your best fucking friend.
My freaking neighbors were that way. They're conservatives and they were complaining about their daughter being around all the time. It's like, really? Seriously?
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
I don't want these motherfuckers going anywhere. I want them to be around me all the time. I want to be in the middle of their fucking talks. I want to be in the middle of their fucking parties, like whatever. I want to hang out. Even if we're not doing the same thing together, just knowing that we are together in the same dwelling makes me happy.
Don't sit there and say that you're family oriented if you're for this.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Because you're not for your kids' rights. You're not for talking with them, working things out, being a role model, being a proper role model, having long conversations about difficult subjects. If you do those kinds of things, they respect you and they get a very big world understanding.
And imagine what this does. Think about this. You no longer have the authority to decide whether your children are going to be on social media or not. They're going to create an account. Let's just say, worst case scenario, create an account. And then let's just say, worst case scenario, they're out at a gas station and they're checking their Facebook and a cop walks by and knows visibly that the child is not fucking 16 years old. Well, are you going to fucking take the confidence that police officer didn't have a bad day, didn't just get spit on by a fucking drug addict, and isn't pissed off at the world and really want to make an example of your fucking kid? Now he's taking your kid downtown in goddamn handcuffs because he's got a fucking Facebook account? By the way, by this thing passing, you're saying, hey, guy with gun, please make sure my kid doesn't have a fucking account. Are you fucking with me?
All laws are backed by the gun.
If you don't see that, then you need to look. You need to look around, man. Each and every single one of these laws is an invitation of death because the guy with the gun is going to come and say you cannot do it.
It's already bad enough that you allow them to tell us that we can't text while we're driving. Yeah, you can do it safely. You can do it at a stoplight or whatever. But even if you do it at a stoplight, they can give you a freaking fine or maybe even take you to jail. So you're already allowing them to do that with you. And now you want them to extend that and tell your own children that they can't be on social media?
With every autoplay, with every like, with every push notification, with the infinite scroll, they feed them a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and it keeps them hooked.
That they have to tell the social media companies you have to verify? I mean, that you're talking about the Soviet Union now, folks.
And any kid that does decide to go ahead and create an account, guess what? They are now a criminal, punishable by the law.
And they'll come after you.
Literally.
You're the one who's going to be fined. The kids aren't going to be fined.
Yeah, maybe even up to and removal of your child. Who knows? This bill, what does it say is the penalties? Where are the penalties? And then on top of that, once they establish precedent for this law, then guess what? They can change it or elaborate further on it. Yep. So in 10 years from now, God knows what it'll be. Kids can't have phones with screens on them.
Yeah.
Why not? If you open the door, might as well let the fucking monster in.
That's what you do. You open up the door for this. You say it's okay and that you want it. Well,
the monster's in your house now. So you can't complain once the monster sits on your couch eating food and gets crumbs all everywhere. I'm going to use fucking analogies like crazy because guess what? You can't complain. Anything that would come from this, anything that this sets the precedence for, don't complain. You voted for it. Shut the fuck up.
And I'm all against even parents telling their kids they can't be on social media. That's a bunch of authoritarian bullshit. But how much good is this bill even going to be? Because the parents who are against this bill, well, they're just going to sign up and let their children use, their social media. So they're going to find a way around this. They're going to be breaking the law.
Yep.
And that's what these kinds of things do, is they make you a lawbreaker if you disagree with them. Mm-hmm. The totalitarian laws, good people will break those laws, and they are lawbreakers.
And it creates an underbelly of even
black
worse.
Market, almost like a black market.
It will create an underbelly of even worse things, because now let's say a 12-year-old has a social media account and is being constantly sexually fucking whatever assaulted, not really assaulted, but like pictures and all this other stuff. Who are they going to tell? Who can they tell? What? Can't
tell anybody.
I can't tell anybody.
That's a good point.
I can't have this account. It's illegal to have this account. What if they're getting death threats? What if somebody found their location or something?
They're going to be afraid to say anything.
They're going to be afraid to say anything. No, because guess what? They're fucking illegal. There's a whole lot that goes with it.
No, yeah, I was going to say that. It sounds kind of like you were talking about how when you open the door, you let the monster in. I feel like we kind of just had this discussion on the other side with gendered speech, didn't we? With the First Amendment, with the whole them trying to
in England,
hate speech.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, now when you who's to say what? Because I was reading this, it says anything that is deemed addictive to or predatory to make users want to use it more. Yeah. It's like, who decides that?
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
watching a video.
These politicians are saying they decided.
Yeah, they decided. Exactly. Just like with the freedom of speech. Just like with those laws that they were trying to pass and that they did pass. It's the same shit. You know, it's just the same shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and the politicians love to say, well, there's a problem, and we're going to go ahead and fix the problem, even though they can't prove the problem. But it doesn't matter to them. As long as they can get enough conservatives or lefties, whatever it depends on, whatever flavor.
Yeah, whatever flavor of the Kool-Aid.
To agree on, well, then they'll pass it, and now the politicians are in charge.
It's common sense, people. It's common sense that somebody who's 15 can't handle a social media account. It's common sense, people.
Yeah,
and another thing this does in the schools, turns people into snitches.
Yep.
Now you're going to get snitching on any kid under 16 who's on social media. Now the snitches come out of the woodwork.
And the guy with the gun. Entering the guy with the gun. Hey,
call the principal. The principal calls the police. As he said, now a kid, 14, 15, 13, whatever, is in front of the principal and the police, and the parents get called. Why? Because they were on Instagram.
Okay, and
Because you're on Instagram, a 14-year-old kid's on Instagram is now in front of people with guns on their hips.
And I realize that we're talking worst case scenario, right?
No, that's going to happen.
But check it out. I'll break it down even further. We're talking about worst case scenario. Yeah, this is worst case scenario, shit like that. But is it possible with a law like this? Just answer that. Is it possible? What we're talking about, is it possible with this law, with a law in place that restricts it? Is it possible? If the answer is yes, then guess what? It will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're taking the choice away from these kids as well.
Yeah.
I see Vivek Murthy, U.S. surgeon released.
Oh yeah, the so-called U.S. Surgeon General.
Yeah,
the little fascist general.
They actually said more research was needed to make
to fully understand the effects.
Yeah, he says there are ample indicators that social media can also have a profound risk of harm to the mental health and well-being of the children. So you're taking the responsibility away from the children, to be individuals. You're making them brainless slaves, to follow a system that you dictate. How is this going to benefit their mind in any way? They can't even overcome the addiction. You don't even give them that chance. So who's to say they don't just fall into another pitfall? They don't get the experience of overcoming anything.
It's bad enough. I agree with Itos on everything he just said. It's bad, and it's bad enough if parents are authoritarian.
Yeah.
But now you add an extra layer of politicians, government being authoritarian over the kids. I mean, what you're doing is you're creating rebels. They will go behind your back.
Yeah,
absolutely. I would.
Just like
immediately. Somebody looked at me and said, "Hey, you're not okay." Sure.
I mean, there's a reason why there's still a drug problem with adolescents. There's a reason why still a lot of adolescents do a lot of drugs and drinking.
Last time I checked, it's illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal, isn't it? But they still do it anyway, and that actually does have effects on their body, their physical body, and they actually do get addicted to it as well.
You can't rule children by prohibitions.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to respect them, respect their rights, respect their own lives, and have conversations with them. Enjoy having conversations with them. Respect their life and their brains.
I got an idea. Treat them like people.
Yeah.
If you're worried about their social media use, talk with them, man. Just talk with them person to person. Don't beat them over the head with the information. Don't not respect anything, their worries. Why do they want social media so badly?
Why are they addicted to it?
Why are they addicted to it? Why do you think they're addicted to it?
These are good questions.
Discussed. These things need to be talked person to person, but you can only do that if you respect their mind.
Yeah. You're not addicted. You're not in charge of your children. If that's your mindset, I'm in charge of them, then it's already messed up. I mean, you need to have mutual respect in the house. They need to do their chores. You've got to do your chores. You got that. But that's not being in charge. That's just saying there are certain rules.
That's
in my
cohabitation.
house. Yeah, it's cohabitation.
Yeah,
that's not being in charge. You're in charge of your own property. It's like, okay, you're on my property, so there are certain things that have to be done. But that's not being in charge of their life.
And just remember, they didn't ask for you.
Yeah.
When they were born, they didn't ask for you. They weren't sitting there. They weren't sitting there like, my parent is going to be authoritarian and not respect me as an individual. Oh yeah, that sounds like a great place to go.
Yeah.
And just to put yourself in that. Imagine that there's a queue waiting to get there, and the spirits are able to interview the candidate that could possibly be their parent. Do you think they're going to pick you? Oh, by the way, I'm voting that you guaranteed you won't be able to get on social media. Do you honestly think you'd be picked? Fuck no.
And I'll tell you something. It can't be stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a bunch of older conservatives with their heads buried in the sand trying to come up and use some authoritarian law to stop what's already happening, and it is not going to happen. These kids will get on social. They're not going to be outcasts because not being on social media automatically makes them an outcast. They're not going to let that happen.
And you guys love talking about Orwell, 1984. Guess what? This is pretty Orwellian.
And like Damon said a while ago, what you're doing, if you agree with this type of stuff, you're becoming like the leftists themselves.
Yeah. I mean, you know, might as well go stand with the donkeys.
Anyway, man, Florida, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what a fuck up.
Hey, Senate, please have some fucking common sense and vote this shit down.
Or DeSantis.
Or DeSantis, you spineless cock. Fucking vote this shit down. Do not make this your legacy of being a fucking freak. Guess what? There are other politicians that went fucking ultra conservative, and they weren't very popular, including one of your running opponents in this very fucking presidential race.
I mean, the whole... We love conservatives a lot more than we do leftists, as we've said many times.
We agree and align a lot.
But when conservatives get too much power, you got anti-nudity, anti-abortion, anti-free speech,
anti-freedom of thought.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, what you guys do not. A lot of you don't understand what individual rights are.
Yeah, so you kowtow, you preach about fucking preserving rights, and then sit here and try to strip them away just the same.
Yeah.
So do me a favor. The fuck test. Does it fuck with me or does it fuck with anybody else? If the answer is yes, guess what? It's no good.
So yeah, I'm glad you put that right. It's the fuck test, not the fuck with me test.
Yeah, the fuck test. That's right.
All right. We preach. Now learn.
Obey!
Obey!
I'm gonna get an Orwellian quote, and I'm just gonna start saying that throughout the thing.
I think anybody who votes for these lawmakers, if they do this, all you adults who vote for them, your social media should be taken away from you.
By the way, if you guys want to hear about Javier Milei, you should check out our video that we did right before this one because he's a badass.
The new Argentine president.
Yep. That I remember the name of. He couldn't.
That you mispronounce. And
No,
I don't.
It's Javier Milei.
It's Javier.
We're gonna have to ask him.
Let us know in the comments. Yeah. Hey.
Vote these goddamn politicians out of office in Florida, y'all.
Ah.
If they do this. I mean, protect your children.
Yeah, protect your children.
It's their.
That's ultimately it.
It's you and them. It's their right.
Look. I'd rather not have my. I'd rather not to open up a world where my children the chances of them having to talk with a guy with a gun increases just simply because
Seriously.
of wanting to exist.
Seriously.
Or wanting to share themselves in an atmosphere or should talk with their friends or whatever the case may be. It's just the more avenues that open up to that is absolutely not my idea of a good world.
All right. There you go. We went off on conservatives. We don't usually go off on you guys, but
You're welcome.
if you let us know in the comment section what you think about this.
Yeah.
And you better be goddamn right in your comments.
Or else
Wow.
we will talk down at
Or
you
we-
with furious anger. Pulp Fiction. You didn't know that. You didn't know that.
You don't know what passage from the Bible it's from.
Yeah, the one
Ha!
the one that he quoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that passage. There you go.
Say goodnight, Dax.
What?
Say goodnight, Dax. All right, we'll catch y'all on the backside.
On the backside.